All right, how you doing? This is Ron from the High School Sports Wrap with Ron Robert, and we're here with Bishop Hendricken High School varsity baseball team. We got a lot of great kids here that are going to be actually returning, and this is part of the team that is going to be here next year. We're with Coach Chris Sheehan. He is the fifth-year assistant and pitching coach here at Bishop Hendricken. So how you doing, Coach?
Doing well.
Great. And we're going to have a nice little interview here, but before we get started, I just wanted to give a shout out to Elite Football School. They're our sponsor for this program. The Elite Football School, you can get in contact with them at elitefootballschool.com, or you can find them on Facebook at Elite Football School. And if you have a son that plays football in the state of Rhode Island and you want them to get some great training, that's really where you need to be. All right, great. So, Coach, you got this group of guys here, and I know you're missing a few, right?
Yeah, we have 14 returning players.
14 returning players.
About 8 guys.
About 8 guys. 14 returning players. You got a group of guys here. Everyone here had a really strong role to play on the team this year?
Yeah, they all contributed in different ways, as everybody on the team does. Each person has their role, and throughout the season, that's sort of our job as coaches to determine what that role is. And that role changes throughout the year. I think a great example of that is Connor here. He started out the year as a non-starter and ended up getting an opportunity to play and took full advantage of that. And by the end of the year, was one of our better hitters on the team. So.
Great. So you have some experience coming back.
Definitely. No, we have a ton of experience. I think the future is very bright. A ton of younger guys got to play a lot this year, gain valuable experience that will pay dividends next year and the year after.
Awesome. So why don't you let everybody know who these guys are? Give them some props here. They're gonna become famous real quick. Right?
Hope so.
Here we go. All right, here we go.
So here we have Connor Kiley. I just talked about him. He's a junior outfielder. He'll be going into his senior year next year. Very good athlete, good player. Had an excellent year for us this year. Randy Reyes, younger guy, sophomore pitcher, left-handed pitcher. Very, very good upside. I think the future is bright for Randy. I think he'll really help us next year. Manny did a great job this year backing up our catcher, and he'll be in the mix to start next year for us. Came a long way this year, showed a ton of improvements. Pat, outfielder, junior, heading into his senior year. Going to be right in the mix next year to start for us and really help us with his bat. He's got a powerful left-handed bat. Jordan Merritt back here, big tall guy with the mom here. He excellent year for us as a sophomore on the mound this year. Ended up getting the start and getting one of the playoffs for us and threw a great game against Pilgrim. Just a very, very good year, and he's going to continue to get better and better. And then Nico Salvaggi over here in the back had an awesome sophomore year for us last year. Ended up pitching the final game at McCoy for us when we won our 5th straight state title, and battled some injuries this year. But we expect him to be back strong and to be one of the better pitchers in the state next year.
Great. All right. Wave hi to your moms. Right, everyone's watching. How you doing? So, and I just want to give a little shout out to Jordan's family. I know all these guys, great people. I was made sure I talked to Zaroff on the way in here. But hi, Mrs. Merritt. Thanks for giving me that A in 8th grade math. Right. Okay. So, all right. That's awesome that that you got these guys coming back, and obviously 5 straight titles in a row. And then this year, what was your record?
We finished the regular season 11-7. We got out to a sort of slow start from what we're accustomed to, but we did get better and better as the year went on. And going into the playoffs, I would have put us up against anybody.
So, what do you feel like contributed to this year being a little bit different? I feel like D1 baseball in Rhode Island, and I just said this in one of my other interviews, the top 10 teams are all close.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Every team's tight.
There was a ton of parity in the league this year. If you looked at the scores, every day someone was beating somebody else, This team would beat this team, and then that same team would go and beat a different team, There was a ton of parity in the league, and I really think overall it was good for high school baseball. For us, we came into the season with high expectations, obviously coming off five straight titles, but again, we had some injuries. We had a younger team, a lot of guys with not a ton of experience. But again, there's a silver lining in all of that. Did it come out the way that we wanted? No, we didn't win it this year. But ton of benefits from this season in terms of guys gaining experience, guys improving throughout the course of the year, and they will definitely help us be back next year.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, I mean, it sounds like you have a good future ahead of you. You know, one thing I did want to bring up is, you know, I wanted you to tell me about, you know, your games with Coventry, so people understand when we talk about how close teams really are in the top 10. And when I was on Channel 12, I did, you know, I talked about you guys, we talked about Coventry, LaSalle, South Kingston, and it was hard for me to say which team I thought was really going to take it all, because you never know. And so what happened with you guys in Coventry in the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. It was wide open this year. So we played a really difficult game against Pilgrim, our first game. It ended up going 14 innings, 2 days it took to finish. And we came out on top 2-1. And we go and play Coventry, who obviously has a very strong team, and you know, we were kind of clicking on all cylinders. We hit the ball very well. Dylan McCormick gave us a great performance on the mound that day, and we ended up beating them 10-0. And then we had to go play South Kingstown, obviously a very good team, and that game was anybody's game. You know, both pitchers carried no-hitters into the 5th inning. You know, they hit 1 home run, 2-run homer in the 5th, and that was the difference in the game. We lost 2-0, and then played Coventry again, and baseball's a funny game, but we beat them 10-0, and they come back and they beat us, you know.
Yeah, I mean 10-0. So you would think, okay, these guys own this team, and then they come back and beat you. That's baseball.
It's baseball.
That is baseball. And it's not every sport's like that.
That's how baseball works, and you know, it's all about, a lot of it is what happens early on in the game. You know, if you gain momentum early and you ride that momentum the rest of the way, you're probably gonna have scores like 10-0. You
Yeah.
know, when things start to go the other way early on in the game, that's when
Right.
slide.
Well, look, this is you know, this is a great group of guys right here. I can't wait to see what you guys do next season. Congratulations on your season this year. Good luck next year. Good luck, coach.
Thank you.
You know, again, no matter what your record is, it's always hard to count the Hawks out. You know, and I don't think anybody, once you hit the playoffs, you guys got the experience, and everyone's always going to be saying that you're the team to beat. It's just the way it is.
I mean, our success, obviously, is the history of, and the tradition of Hendricken Baseball is pretty impressive. 21 state titles. We just had our 30th player in program history get drafted yesterday. Rob Henry from Brown got taken by the Brewers. So the success is there, but that doesn't mean anything's going to be given to you. You know, you need to work for it and be prepared. And I think that was a valuable lesson this year, that these guys are all going to be really hungry coming into next season. So.
Awesome. All right, well, real quick, I just want to give one more plug to Elite Football School, elitefootballschool.com, or you can find them at Elite Football School on Facebook. And again, if you are sending your kid to a camp this summer and you want them to play football in the fall, that is no better place to send them than with Keith Croft and Elite Football School. All right, well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Great interview, guys. Thank you for having me. Good luck next year, and I'll definitely be watching. And we got to get you guys up on the show. Got to get you up on the show. And we got to bring you coachless, because it's always a little bit more fun and it's a little better when the coach isn't standing there. So, all right, guys. Well, this is High School Sports Wraps. Ron Robert with Bishop Hendricken Hawks 2017 varsity baseball team. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.